What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Tabetha. Now, I battled my opponent off my Discord server, so if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle and try to community chat room, feel free to check out my Discord server. A link will be in the description. Now, me and my opponent are having a rarely used battle today, as my opponent's team looks pretty damn threatening if you ask me. She has a Moltres, Registeel, Gourgeist, which is pretty cool to see, Flygon, Umbreon, and Espeon, the Colosseum duo. As I'm using a pretty fun team myself, I'm using Dedenne and Lunatone, Pokemon that I don't think I've seen anyone use that in this generation, so I'm looking forward to using them a lot. Salazzle, Scarf Medicham, and the Mummy King combination from Generation 5 with Slacking and Cofagrigus. Some of you guys are probably familiar with it, but I enjoy using it every now and again, and I'm bringing it back in this battle, so I'm hoping I can do a little bit of work in this game. So let's just get right into this battle. My opponent is going to lead off with the legit Shining Moltres in a Love Ball named Shofu's Mixtape. Also doesn't show pressure, so that probably means it's Flame Body. I am not triggered whatsoever, but someone I know probably is. Anyway, U-turn out, and he's going to bring an Irony, the Registeel, as also a legit shiny. Going to go straight from the Nuzzle onto the Registeel and get that nice yellow magic going from turn 1, because that's how much of a skillful player I am. And here, I can just go for Super Fang, because I have no other way of really damaging this Registeel at this moment in time, so I may as well just get some chip damage going. And go from there, as now, Registeel is going to lay up the Stealth Rocks, pretty annoying. And I do apologize if you hear some animals in the background, but it's currently only 6 PM, so it's very early for me to narrate, but I'm hoping that no interruptions happen, because no one's home at the moment, so I'm hoping that my animals aren't too idle in the background. It's normally humans, which is why I can't narrate, not animals. But sometimes my animals, like my bird, makes it very annoying to narrate. Getting off that topic, I'm going to bring in my Salazzle here onto the Registeel, because I don't really have another way of touching it. And I didn't want to switch into our Stain to get Toxic or Seismic Toss to death. So here he's going to bring in the Yang, the Umbreon, because obviously I threatened him with the Fire Blast. As I'm going to take the opportunity to set up a substitute, because I'm a Sub-Toxic Belch Salazzle set. Though in all reality, I should probably replace Toxic with Nasty Plot and then give this thing a Salic Berry instead of Pataya Berry. Because Salazzle, even though it's fast, it does lack a lot of speed, because 112 base speed in this generation does not mean that much, because Choice Scarf is an item that a lot of people use, and yeah, it just doesn't prove to be fast enough. So I definitely think I should replace Toxic with Nasty Plot, because it does provide you with stall breaking capabilities regardless, so I should probably just run that anyway. But now I'm going to choose to bring my Cofagrigus here, as my opponent is going to go for the Foul Play. That's what I was expecting again, because I'm assuming he didn't want me to get a free substitute off. As here, I'm going to give him the Mummy, and now he's going to proc my Eject button. This is how Mummy King works. I apply the Mummy, as now I'm going to bring in Harambe, the Slacking. You guys thought Harambe names were dead, but unfortunately I have the Slacking name Harambe, and I can't change it, so I'm just going to forever have the Slacking name Harambe. Just because, you know, it suits him well. So, Slacking's in here, and I'm expecting my opponent to be afraid of the normal type attack, so I'm going to go for Pursuit, because even though Umbreon's defensive, it can't take a Bandit Slacking's return, so I'm sure he's going to want to switch out of here, and now he's going to bring in the Gourgeist, but unfortunately for him, I'm able to Pursuit and get the Mummy beforehand, so I'm going to be able to move the next turn. He's going to Frisk my Assault Vest here. Seems kind of foolish to have Assault Vest on here, as I actually think it is pretty foolish, but I don't care. This is my team, so I do what I want. Alright, don't judge me. I know it's bad. See, like, I actually know my stuff's bad, unlike some other people. But, yeah, he's going to use Z Trick or Treat here onto my Slacking, and looked like Halloween there for a second, as he's going to give Slacking Ghost type. Harambe is going to give Harambe the Ghost typing. What the hell is wrong with you, dude? He said in chat that he was, like, dying after he gave Harambe Ghost type, and I'm like, dude, you should be dying. You should be sentenced to death after making Harambe look like a fool like that. Anyway, Ice Punch is going to knock out the Halloween, thankfully. Gotta get my vengeance after making me a Ghost type, as now my opponent's going to bring back in his Yang, his Umbreon, and I'm just going to choose to go for Facade, because that's my only normal type attack to hit this thing, so I bet he feels pretty dumb about switching out in the first place. But now my opponent's going to go for Foul Play, knock out my Slacking, as now I'm going to give him the Mummy as well, because he just needs the Mummy. As now down goes my Slacking, not too big of a deal though, as at the very least, the Umbreon is weakened, and I should be able to deal with it coming forward, and this was a pretty annoying wall to deal with for my team, so thankfully, I was able to handle it. So now I'm going to bring my legit shiny Lunatone, and I'm not even saying that as a meme because I did find this Lunatone back in Oras in Mount Moon. It was pretty cool, and it had a modest nature as well, so I figured I may as well EV train it even though its IVs are not the greatest. So I do carry Z Heal Block, which if you guys didn't know what Z Heal Block does, not only does it prevent your opponent from healing, it gives you +2 special attack. So that combination of that makes this thing pretty decent. In like lower tiers, is actually, no, don't use this set, it's actually really bad, but I'm using it for fun. As you can also use this with Psychic, obviously Psychic EMZ for Shattering Psych as well if you don't have the opportunity to use Z Heal Block, which is cool. But yeah, the Flygon's gonna come in here, hoping I can live this Outrage because I do carry Ice Beam, but unfortunately the Outrage just hits a little too hard. And I forgot to mention that Lunatone does get access to Power Gem in this generation, which is a nice bonus to the Lunatone edition. At least that was the buff they gave to Lunatone and Solar Arc and Sun and Moon. They gave it like one move and a couple more base stats, I think. But either way, I'm going to bring in Dedenne here. I know he's locked into Outrage because he used Outrage the previous turn, so it forces you to lock into Outrage for one turn. And now I don't want to stay in here because I don't want to know what my opponent seems like that she's a little crazy. I'm not risking the Confusion Earthquake, so I'm going to bring in Micro Fire just as my opponent's willing to risk it. And yeah, she does get the Earthquake, so I mean, well played on her part, but I'm playing it too safe. I'm not going to risk my Dedenne like that. As it may seem kind of strange that I'm actually trying to save Dedenne, but I need something to tank that Moltres' attacks. So yeah, I'm going to bring in my Fire here just to die to the Flygon, as unfortunately it just does not care about being confused. It's just, with Confusion nerfs in this generation, I had no confidence that this Flygon was going to hit himself, and I mean, that was well thought out because it did not hit itself once. So now I'm going to bring in my Medicham here, my Choice Scarf Medicham, and I should be able to deal with this Flygon, as thankfully she just sacks off the Flygon. So Scarf Medicham should be able to do a lot of work at this point because it should be able to outspeed everything outside of the Moltres if it's running Choice Scarf. But here he's going to bring in Espeon, and he knows I'm locking his on-head up because I outsped the Flygon. So now I'm going to bring in Dedenne here to tank the Dazzling Gleam or whatever, but she does decide to go for the Life Orb Psychic, and Dedenne actually tanks it with 9 HP. Which is pretty cool because now I'm going to be able to eat my berry here, and I'm going to be able to heal all of my health back with the Agweb berry, and also get the Cheek Pouch as well. So now I'm going to get all of my health back practically, which is pretty funny. Dedenne actually getting use out of its ability that no one actually knows. And yeah, Cheek Pouch getting a little bit of usage here, as now I'm going to go for the Nuzzle onto the Espeon just to paralyze it and slow it down just a little bit. And now from here, I can outspeed him, go for Play Rough. I know it's not going to kill him, but I need to get some damage on the Espeon, as thankfully we get the nice, skillful Yellow Magic there. And now I'm going to go for the U-turn just to knock out the Espeon from this point, as I do want to save my Dedenne for fodder in case I need to fodder it off to win this battle. So I'm going to switch up my Dedenne here. I'm bringing in my Saggy Boo with my Medicham, and hope that I can just beat the remainder of my opponent's team with this Medicham. So now in comes Registeel. And I understand why my opponent did that, because she wanted me to lock me into High Jump Kick, which is fair enough because she knows I'm Choice Scarf already from outspeeding the Flygon. So gotta lock myself into High Jump Kick. Wow, my English was pretty great there. As now in comes the Moltres. I'm pretty much forced to sack something off here because I don't want to die to Fire Blast or Air Slash, so I'm gonna bring in my worst Pika, my Dedenne, as my opponent is going to choose to lock himself into Fire Blast. We're able to dodge it, but unfortunately, Shofu's Mixtape is too fire. I cannot dodge the second Fire Blast, and down goes my Dedenne. But now I'm going to bring in my Saggy Boos, and I'm like, alright, I'm Jolly Scarf. I should be able to outspeed this thing. I mean, it could be Timid Scarf, but I doubt it. Whatever, we're going to go for it. We're able to outspeed it, thankfully. Go for Thunder Punch. But we're unable to knock out the Moltres. And to top it all off, just for the icing on the cake, we're going to get freaking burned by Flame Body, as Fire Blast is just going to roast me alive and get a critical hit. Like, what the f***, dude? Like, really? I mean, the crit probably didn't matter, but that just hurt my soul just a little bit. It's now going to bring in Sork. Another battle where running Salac Berry would have saved me, but instead I'm running Pataya Berry, so Moltres is going to be able to outspeed me, and unfortunately connects Fire Blast, so my Salazzle is going to go down, and we're going to lose the battle to the Moltres. So, I mean, I figured that the Moltres could have won, but I just didn't expect it to destroy me that badly. I thought that Thunder Punch could kill it and I would win, but unfortunately Moltres does have decent defensive stats, and my opponent played that game well, and it was very fun nonetheless, so I had a lot of fun in that battle, and I hope you guys did enjoy it, because it was very fun for me to narrate again. And yeah, the question of the day is going to be, what is your least favorite Pika clone? Now, like the Pika clones, if you guys are familiar with them, are Plusle and Minun from Gen 3, Pachirisu from Gen 4, Emolga from Gen 5, Dedenne from Gen 6, and Togedemaru from Gen 7. Yeah. Now, my least favorite Pika clone out of all of those has got to be Emolga. Even though Electric Flying type is very cool and nice typing, Dedenne's not Dedenne, sorry. I was looking at its icon while saying that. Emolga's move pool is not the greatest, and I just think if it got like Hurricane or something better, or any sort of special attacking boosting move, it could be cooler. But yeah, Emolga's not my favorite, and let me know in the comments below what your least favorite Pika clone is. And don't forget to like the video. Like I said, it really means the world to me, and I think I forgot to mention that for once before the question of the day. Not doing things in order today, apparently. It must be me narrating early, it must be throwing me off. But yeah, I really appreciate if you guys hit the like button, as it really means the world to me, and your guys' support. It just keeps the channel growing, and it helps the community a lot. And yeah, it means the world, and I'm done begging for likes at this point. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.